Okay. Oh shit, this music is loud. Anyway, is this working? I don't know. I suppose it is. So anyway, hello everybody. Uh, I don't know who's watching this, but this is the server. Okay, so this is like my chat app project, right? That I told you about. Now there's a server src folder which contains the vim server.c file, which is like the main C file of the server. Well, uh, of course there are many other files. There's like the messages.c, which is quite long. It's probably better if I use mouse. And yeah, there's a shit ton. This is client.py. This is not the main client file, by the way. This is not at all. This is my debugging client file. So this is nowhere near the real one, okay? Client.c, client.h, blah blah blah, messages.h, run. Anyway, main one was config.h, that's an important file, I guess. Max buffer size, max clients, you know, blah blah blah. Now, okay, let's run the server. Whoops. Oh, well, of course, I have to run sh. And I'm still using fucking GDB, so vim run sh. Let's get rid of GDB here, and let's not remove this server. Now, this is just my make file. Doesn't matter what it is. Run sh. I actually have barely any warnings here. Anyway, okay, now let's what's actually my not my client.h, my config.h for the client. So for the client, my username is Korger. Now this is subject to change, obviously, because that's stupid. Don't do that. Don't make the connections in the fucking config. But yeah, this is like your configuration. Most of these are just your UI stuff. Anyway, let's run it. By the way, let me just show you my run.sh. It's nothing too difficult. I'm not using debug mode. It wouldn't matter if I was using debug or whatever. Right, /client. Boom. Okay, we've joined. You join the chat room, blah blah blah. Now, hello world. You know, you can chat. Let me get my debug. Well, my debug right here, client.py, and I forgot a username. So let's just name it shitcar. Or actually, you know, I'll call it Niki. Right, Niki has joined the server. Hello losers. Now, of course, the client receives. DDDDD. The client also sends, as you can tell, because this one's reading it. On the server side, it is also sending, obviously. And yeah. So you can clear messages. The users tab automatically updates. Now, hypothetically, if someone were to flood the chat, so they'd send like a bunch of D's, a bunch of A's, whatever the fuck. You know, whatever this is done. Right, say they send this. Now, you see this scroll little thing has gone up, okay? So 0 of 1. You can actually change the, actually, I don't really like that. I did this on purpose. Right, okay, so basically this lets you see the full message. Basically, when you quote-unquote scroll, when I press the right arrow key, I look for the full message. I look at the full message, okay? So this is not the full message. This plus this is the full message. Okay, and obviously if I look on the debug client, that one received that. Obviously that's not really pretty. Now of course you can read this like this, right? If you say, oh, hello losers, blah 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 blah. That's too short, Bob. Right? They send this. They send like whatever the fuck, right? I mean, they're just a fucking nuisance. They send this, blah blah blah. Right? You can read the full message basically. Now that's all cool and coolaboola. You can clear the messages. Now there's also joining functionality. So say this client dies, Niki has disconnected. Niki 2 will connect. Doesn't matter which Niki connects. Niki 1, Niki 2, doesn't fucking matter. It's a server. Now this updates every 10 seconds, every X seconds that you set in your config file. I probably should do it that it updates every time somebody new joins, but who gives a shit. Now notice how these are all aligned. This is also in your config file. Oh yeah, by the way, once you disconnect, you actually disconnect, right? Korger's disconnected. Now, of course, this is what the client receives. Whatever, right? Now, I'll die. Now nobody's connected to the server, so yeah, that's really nice. Let me show you the source code. Now, I need to clean this up. Split these into different files, you know, stuff like that. Now, sex That's my command. Now there's multiple files here, of course. There's the UI.h file. There's the UI.c. When you have a .h file, you need a .c file as well. But your config is the most important file, of course, because it's the one you configure. Now, I don't know why this isn't formatted nicely, so I'll instead just look at it through here. Now, of course, this is the port via which you're joining. This is your IP address. Border size. Border size is it's self-explanatory. It's the space from here to here. What's next? Message line size. I actually can't remember what this is for. Probably should look at the code. I probably did this like at the very start when I was doing it. Anyway, wait time. That's your obviously. Whoops. I just so fuck. Recover. Blah blah blah. Can I? Abort. Swap file config h. I can just delete it. Doesn't matter. la rm.config h.swap. Anyway, back to the config.h file. Server, that's your white space. Set this on an individual level. Server repetition, that's just the amount of times this character repeats itself. So as you can see, it's 5. This is your username. This is done on purpose, so people don't fuck with it. Yeah, fuck me. Anyway, yeah, that's basically the whole thing. It's just a simple old chat app in ncurses. Thank you.